insane. That should literally be illegal.
Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Katie, and for those of you who don't know me, I used to weigh 360 pounds, and I've lost 180 pounds and kept it off for years now. And on this channel, we will discuss weight loss, weight maintenance, nonsense I see online about body positivity and fat acceptance, my experiences with all of that, and, well, anything else I feel like talking about. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and let's go ahead and get into today's video. So today I found a TikTok from a body positive influencer who has some very interesting opinions on what other social media influencers should be doing with their own social media accounts. So I figure we can take a look at this together, and I'll give you my reaction along the way. And stick around till the very end for a bonus story time. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm going to take the heat since no one else will, and I'll talk about this. The fact that there are influencers who built gigantic followings based on their conversations around body positivity, healing your relationship with food and with exercise, who have now done a complete 180 and are now talking about weight loss medications, weight loss surgeries, and just like being on a weight loss journey in general, literally just making coffee or eating their fucking breakfast talking about the shit is insane.
Okay, wow, she said a lot there, so let's go ahead and try to break some of that down. Okay, first off, she claims that no one else is talking about this, but I know I've personally seen a number of TikToks that talk about this very same thing. So I hate to break it to her, but it does seem like other people are already talking about this. But maybe she wanted to share that with her audience, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And then she talks about influencers who apparently built their following on body positivity and now are talking about pursuing intentional weight loss. Well, not exactly my story. I can certainly relate as far as the story of my life. I went from being in body positivity, not as a content creator by any stretch, but certainly as a follower, and it did influence me. And then I started to pursue intentional weight loss because at 360 pounds, I couldn't tie my own shoes anymore. I was having trouble fitting behind the steering wheel of my own car. I was getting winded going to walk to get the mail. And I was running out of options finding clothes. I was a size 28, which at the time was the largest I could find even in plus size. So all of those things combined ended up being wake-up calls for me. And once I had those wake-up calls and realized that I had to pursue intentional weight loss, I even still tried to pursue body positivity through that. And I was told through pages that I was on that were for body positivity that just the act of me losing weight alone meant I was no longer one of them. I couldn't be a part of it. They eventually kicked me out and blocked me. And that's fine, but that was another wake-up call to me that maybe this movement was no longer going to serve me. And that to me sounds maybe like what some of these influencers might be going through. That they were body positive, that they did truly fully believe this. And then maybe like me, they had medical issues come up, or they couldn't tie their own shoes anymore, or they had other mobility issues arise. And they realized they needed to make a change in their life. And instead of caving to the group, they stood up as an individual and decided they were going to do what was best for themselves. And at the end of the day, shouldn't we as people, as individuals, try to always want to learn and grow and change and evolve and not just stick with one thing? I know that I've been at least on social media for over 15 years now, and actually closer to 20 years. Wow, I'm old. Wow. So yeah, I've been on social media for a very long time, and I'm certain if I were to go back and pull up anything from my early 20s, which thankfully I can't pull up my MySpace anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm certain if I were to pull up something from my early 20s, I'd probably cringe at some of it because, well, that's kind of the whole point. You're supposed to. Things that you used to do, you no longer do because you've grown and changed as a person. And so getting upset that people have grown and changed seems really strange to me, especially when it's social media, especially when it's just some random influencer and you can unfollow them very easily. I definitely have seen plenty of people that I have followed over the years as content creators grow and change and maybe make content I'm no longer interested in, or I've grown away from their content. The unfollow button is always there, so I'm not really sure why somebody else changing up their content would be such a problem.
That should literally be illegal.
Wait, did she just say illegal? I'm gonna have to watch that one back again. Hold on.
That should literally be illegal.
Yeah, she said illegal. Oh my goodness. Illegal as in punishable by fine or imprisonment? Illegal? What? Are you kidding me? Has she looked around the world recently and seen all that's going on? And that's what she thinks we should make illegal. That is mind-boggling to me. And even if she's using the word hyperbolically and doesn't actually mean illegal, I mean, she said literally illegal. No, that's not illegal. People are allowed to use their social media accounts how they see fit. As long as you're meeting the guidelines of whatever social media platform you're using, you can post what you'd like. That's kind of the whole point. You don't get to dictate other people's content. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to interact with it at all. But to bring legality into it, really? Really?
The fact that there's one particular influencer who built over 300,000 followers talking about her ED recovery journey and is now every single day talking about the fact that she's intentionally losing weight to...
Okay, so that seems a bit passive aggressive, that she's not going to actually say who this person is or actually try to have a conversation with this person off of social media, but just allude to who it could be and allow people to go wild in her comments with speculation. But also, here's the thing. I myself have also gone through an ED, and you will always end up being in recovery for the rest of your life to some degree with that. Absolutely. But at the same time, you don't want to trade one for another. And so if in your path to recovery with one, you find you may be slipping into another, it may be best for your recovery to lose weight. And of course, that is something that requires a lot of nuance and individual knowledge and care that simply no one over the internet is going to be able to provide for each other. That's what you should be talking to your doctors with. And that's what's very frustrating, because if these influencers are dealing with their doctors, which they would have to be if they're talking about medication or surgery, then their doctor is going to know more than anybody online, myself included. Like, listen to your doctors, not people online. And so I'm not really sure why that would be such a problem if they're talking about that. They obviously went to their doctor, and their doctor is recommending this for them. So people just want to talk about what they're going through in their life. And if that's what they're going through in that moment, I mean, like, again, no one is forcing anyone to watch anything. So not really sure what the problem is that she's got with this. She can unfollow people. She can block people. She doesn't have to watch these things. And she obviously doesn't know these people outside of social media, or if so, she could just go talk to them or message them outside of social media. But she's coming online and trying to name them without naming them.
Those same exact followers. You have to be out of your goddamn mind.
And again, if people are just posting content about their life, like a lot of people do, there are a lot of people that just document their day-to-day, and whatever it is that they're going through, that's what people associate them with. But people are allowed to grow and change, and their content grow and change alongside that. I mean, shouldn't we want to strive to try to learn and grow and experience as much as we can? And if that experience takes you in a different direction in your life, then that's not always a good or a bad thing. It's just a different thing. And on social media, we always have the option of what we are watching. Even on TikTok, where that is algorithm based, we still have the option of what we're watching. I can't tell you how many times I can just scroll right through something. Or you can unfollow people. You can block people. There are many options. So there's no need to take it personally and get very upset if somebody changes their style of content.
My brain I can't wrap my head around. Like, I've had to unfollow so many of my mutuals because this behavior is just so despicable. Really?
Despicable? Despicable that people want to grow and change and then have their content grow and change as well. And the thing is a lot of people who have changed up their style of content will tell you that they maybe have lost a good portion of their audience, but that they want to put out what they feel reflects who they are. I don't understand why this is such a problem when you can unfollow and block people. It's disappointing. It's despicable. I now have no words. I really don't even understand why this is such a problem, other than the fact that they feel like they're losing numbers, that people are jumping ship, that now everybody's going on a weight loss journey and nobody wants to be body positive any longer. And well, personally, that was exactly what I went through. And it wasn't even that I wanted to leave body positivity. It was that I realized that it no longer served me. Just like many other things in my life I used to do might not serve me anymore. I mean, I used to go out and stay out all weekend, going to concerts till like 3 or 4 in the morning. And as much as I enjoyed that when I was younger, that certainly doesn't serve me any longer, and I no longer do it. So there are a lot of things that people do as they grow and they change, and there is no problem with people who have built a social media following by sharing their life, letting their audience know what is now going on in their life. There's nothing wrong with that, even if it happens to include intentional weight loss.
Thought that the people in my mutual circle were like, we're the real ones. You're fake.
Fake? What? Because people want to grow and change. This is so bizarre to me. I don't have any understanding of this. As humans, as individuals, we should always want to grow and change and learn more than we did before. And when you learn more, sometimes what you thought you knew, you realized you didn't really know all that much about. And that was the case for me as well. I thought body positivity was the answer until I realized where it led me. And while I realized that is not always the case for every individual, that is where it led me. And that's why I had to leave it. And, well, let's be fair, they were ready to kick me out too because I was losing weight. And that clearly is something that makes people in body positivity and fat acceptance very upset when it has nothing to do with them. Has nothing to do with anything at all other than the individual who has made the decision for themselves. When I decided to lose weight, it was made on the decision that I wanted to do it for myself, for no other reason. Not because somebody wanted me to do it, not because some movement told me I needed to, not even because doctors told me that. I needed to tell myself I wanted to lose weight. And then once I told myself that, I was then able to start taking the steps to make that change happen. And you know what really seems fake to me? Going online and portraying a character instead of just being who you are. So what if these body positive influencers that she won't name happen to just come online and share their life with their audience, and their life at that point happened to include body positivity? And as their life changed and they themselves as whole and complete individuals changed, they wanted their content to reflect that. And honestly, it sounds like she is more caught up on the content as opposed to the creator, the whole and complete human being behind the content that gets posted online. And if the creator has changes in their life and that is what they want to share online, they should be allowed to do that. And if you don't like it, then you can just unfollow, you can block people. There's no problem with that. But it sounds like she would almost rather these people go in front of a camera and portray a character, even if their heart's not in it any longer, rather than being honest and upfront with their audience. I mean, so if we're going to talk about fake, somebody going out and portraying a character in front of the camera sounds a lot more fake to me than portraying what they're dealing with in their life. But maybe that's just me. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Should content creators be allowed to grow and change with their platform? Or should they not talk about it and just continue on with their old messages, even if that's not what they truly believe any longer? Or should they start new accounts and potentially lose all of their audience that's been following that whole time? Or can individuals make their own decision to unfollow and block content creators they no longer wish to see? Let me know down below what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And if you made it this far, as promised, here is that bonus story time. So this week we were very, very fortunate that where we live, we were in the path of totality for the complete solar eclipse of North America. And literally it was in our backyards. It was just amazing. And I must say, this was the most breathtaking and spectacular thing I have ever seen in my whole life. It was unreal. I know I'd heard a lot of people talk about it from 2017. I'd known people that had traveled to it and were able to see it the last time it hit this close. And so I was definitely hyped for it. And believe me, I'm a big old science geek. I love, love, love science and space and all of that. So all of that was right up my alley anyway. So I was already so hyped. We made a plan. We packed up the kids and walked up to the park right around the corner from our house. And we were able to sit right by the lake and get a spectacular view. It was unreal. And then once the eclipse started, we actually sat down and had our little picnic and watched the whole thing. And it was just so wonderful to experience. Not just see, but experience. So not only does it get dark out, but you then have a 360-degree sunset surrounding you. And once the moment of totality hits and you're able to take off your glasses and you can see that corona, pictures just don't even begin to do it justice. Even some of the best pictures that I have seen come from this eclipse, what I was able to witness with my own eyes will never be topped. That was just spectacular. I know. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my God. That is unbelievable. So for those of you who weren't able to witness this eclipse, I did want to include some videos and some pictures of what I was able to witness. Even though, again, what I was able to see with my own eyes was just so spectacular. These are beautiful pictures, and I'm so thankful that I will always have that memory and be able to look back and remember that day. But also, I figure we could give you a reenactment. Thanks, Pokey. That is where we will leave things today. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye. Say goodbye, Pokey. No.